AC 24/7 Top Story Countdown. We'll guide you through the biggest news of the day. Our focus, advocating our rights, advocating health and advocating Earth. Here's our pick for number 4.
From exercising to sitting at a desk for long periods or just carrying around tension and stress, our bodies bear the brunt of everything we do.
I've just noticed that there's a way increased amount of just normal aches and pains.
Cleveland Clinic chiropractor Andrew Bang says there are 3 simple ways to ease common aches and pains. First, try heat.
You can use a heating pad. You can use those rice socks to heat up in the microwave.
Second, gently stretch muscles that get tight. He says to start with a long stretch, holding it for 1 minute, then ease yourself into 2-minute stretches on each tight muscle group.
Lots of us fall into that stretching for 5 to 10 seconds, thinking that's sufficient. It feels good, but it's not enough time on the muscle to get it to relax completely.
Bang says people who are sedentary may have muscles that are too loose.
As you're sitting, you're actually stretching some muscles like your glutes, your buttocks. And oftentimes you're stretching your low back muscles too much and even your neck as you stoop forward to look down at your keyboard, papers, and your computer screen.
To tighten muscles, Bang says his third tip is to do isometric exercises.
That's essentially squeezing a muscle tight together, and that will shunt blood through the area. It will cause metabolites that build up inside. Those chemicals that cause pain inside the muscle groups. Kind of force them out as you squeeze.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
TheAdvocatechannel.com looks at the world through the lens of equality and inclusion. Subscribe, like and share now. AC 24/7 Top Story Countdown continues with our producer's pick for number 3.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Capitol Hill on Thursday, giving the rare honor of a foreign leader to address a joint meeting of Congress, meaning House members and senators sitting in the chamber of the House, listening to Modi's speech, and where he stressed the common bonds between Americans and Indians and about the alliance between the two countries, particularly amid the threat from China, something that the United States see as essential with the partnership with India, which is one reason why President Joe Biden has given Modi a red carpet treatment as he has come to the United States. Well, everything from a state dinner to meeting with the press, as well as a private audience with the president and the Prime Minister of India. But when addressing the United States Congress earlier in the day on Thursday, Modi made clear that he believes that the United States alliance and relationship with India is essential and that he believes it will continue to grow in the years ahead.
We come from different circumstances and history, but we are united by a common vision and by a common destiny. When our partnership progresses, economic resilience increases, innovation grows, science flourishes, knowledge advances, humanity benefits, our seas and skies are safer, democracy will shine brighter, and the world will be a better place.
Now, Modi on Capitol Hill was greeted by congressional leaders, including Speaker McCarthy, who escorted him into the House. Later, he met with other congressional leaders, including Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, as well as Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. But there were some members of the Progressive Caucus in the House who refused to attend Modi's speech. That included Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, others who had criticized Modi over concerns that India is backsliding on some key democratic ideals, such as freedom of the press, as well as silencing some political opponents in India. Modi was asked about this at the White House. He pushed back on the notion that India is no longer a democratic country amid concerns of his heavy-handed approach that his critics say has essentially caused the country to backslide on some of those democratic ideals. But nevertheless, the United States sees India, the world's largest democracy, as an essential partner amid the growing threats from China.
Like the Advocate channel on Facebook for the best way to get up-to-date stories that advocate for equality, justice, our rights and more. AC24 continues with today's top 2 pick.
The FTC alleges Amazon tricked millions of customers into enrolling in automatically renewing Prime memberships and created a cancellation process the FTC describes as labyrinthine.
The FTC is saying that the tactics that Amazon is using to get people to enroll in Prime and the sort of challenges they put in front of consumers who want to cancel their Prime subscription amounts to an unfair, deceptive practice under the law.
The FTC lawsuit filed in a federal court in Seattle Wednesday also alleges Amazon buried key details about recurring billing in fine print and takes aim at its use of so-called dark patterns, elements used by many retailers to drive consumers to take certain actions.
For example, it could be a ticking time clock that you see at the top of your screen when you're going to buy an event ticket. That makes you want to rush through the process before you have a chance to read all the fine print.
In a statement, Amazon called the FTC's claims false on the facts and the law. The FTC in March proposed new rules to make it easier to cancel free trials and unwanted subscriptions ranging from cable services to gym memberships. Until any new rules are in place, consumers should keep close tabs on their signups.
Become familiar with the cancellation process before your term of the trial is up, for example, or even before the subscription service is going to renew.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Follow the Advocate channel on Twitter and Instagram to stay up to date on stories that matter every day. We've now arrived at our number 1 story of the day. Take a look.
An ROV, or remote operated vehicle, from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the seafloor. The debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber.
4 days after it was first reported missing, the U.S. Coast Guard confirming the worst about the Titan submersible, a catastrophic implosion resulting in the loss of life of all 5 on board.
We found 5 different major pieces of debris that told us that it was the remains of the Titan. The initial thing we found was the nose cone, which was outside of the pressure hull. We then found a large debris field.
Rear Admiral John Mauger confirmed the families of the crew were immediately notified and briefed.
The ROVs will remain on scene and continue to gather information. We're still working to develop the details for the timeline involved with this casualty and the response.
A spokesperson for Pelagic Research Services confirmed to CNN it was their ROV, a remotely operated vehicle, that found the debris field near the Titanic. The complex search and rescue mission has attracted international attention, garnering assistance from the U.S., Canada, France, and the United Kingdom. In the last 24 hours, search efforts had accelerated over the massive area, twice the size of Connecticut, for the missing vessel, as officials feared the 96-hour oxygen supply was running out.
The outpouring of support in this highly complex search operation has been robust and immensely appreciated.
The Titan began its dive Sunday, but lost communication 1 hour and 45 minutes into its excursion to the site of the Titanic wreckage. The 5 passengers, British businessman Hamish Harding, CEO of OceanGate, Stockton Rush, Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, and his teenage son Suleiman. French explorer Paul-Henri Nargeolet on board, confined to a small area about the size of a minivan. The U.S. Coast Guard says the search for those on board will continue.
This is an incredibly unforgiving environment down there on the seafloor. And the debris is consistent with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel. And so we'll continue to work and continue to search the area down there, but I don't have an answer for prospects at this time.